Since 2008, I've been on the hunt to try to solve a mystery. Who sings the Rotolo's Pizza Jingle?
They use the best ingredients.
We can't go cold because we got to have answers.
I played it and I was absolutely amazed.
The Rotolos don't remember who actually did the recording.
The whole thing's just kind of bizarre.
They're like the hidden artistes of the world.
The person he said did it was a backup singer to like Gloria Estefan.
Ever since I first heard that jingle, I've been completely transfixed.
Go to Rotolo's.
Who created it? Where it was created? It was totally unknown until now.
Pizza is my life.
So about a month ago, I posted part 1 of this mystery, that video. Thank you to all of you who became invested and wanted to help. One of those people was a man by the name of Dan Foley Art.
You were very intrigued with that jingle, and I thought it was a good one.
Dan Foley Art has had a long, successful career composing music for television in Los Angeles.
I was doing a couple of songs that I had written for Roseanne back in the 80s, and we were working on the Halloween show.
Dan Foley Art, right off the bat, listened to the jingle and had an idea of who he thought the singer was. And that was a gentleman by the name of Jess Harnell.
I hired him to do the vocals on 2 songs, and on one song, This Is Halloween, it was the name of his This Is Halloween, he ended up doing kind of a Dr. John approach.
Tonight's the night, feels so right, what a fright. This is Halloween.
But on Danger Is Coming Out Tonight, Count Dracula, he said, you know what, I'll do kind of a Journey approach on this, which was a big rock sound.
Danger is coming out tonight, Count Dracula. You can't resist his touch, his bite, Count Dracula.
And so when I heard your pizza commercial, it harkened back to the work I'd done with Jess.
So now I'm going down the Jess Harnell wormhole. His voice totally fits the bill. His look and style, it matches what my mind's eye saw of the singer.
Go to Rotolo's. Pizza is my life. Deep in a castle, he lives for the night, needing someone to hold.
In my mind, he sounds exactly like the Rotolo singer. But did he ever sing with Gloria Estefan? Because the only information that Rotolos gave me, they think the singer may have been a background singer for Gloria Estefan. Got my fancy tablet set up here.
What's up? What's going on?
I'm trying to find a connection. Can I place him as a background singer for her? Are you familiar with a movie that was made in 1998 called Dance With Me?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. This movie is a Cuban dance movie, and the soundtrack has some interesting track listings from some of our players. Gloria Estefan has a track on there, John Cicada has a track on there, and guess what? Jess Harnell also sang a song on the Dance With Me soundtrack. He sang on a Cuban dance movie with Gloria Estefan. This is huge. We've gone down the Jess Harnell wormhole, and luckily Jess Harnell is actually on Cameo. He's a voice actor, so he's in all kinds of stuff, so you can pay like $3 to chat with him directly, or you can pay $50 to request an actual Cameo video from him. And so that's the plan now. Drop 50 bucks down on it and see if he can come back with an answer for us. In the request, I put the Rotolo's jingle, and I just say, reply in the Cameo, is this you singing the jingle, please let me know. All right, talent requested, Jess Harnell, video for Kevin. Jesse Harnell has 4 days to complete your request. Wow, all right. The video is out and people are responding with leads. Why not email the local paper in Columbus, the Columbus Dispatch? I got a response from a reporter there that said that she loved the story. She said she wanted to talk to me about it. Maybe this reporter can help, maybe not, but it's worth a shot. There she is. Hello. I ran her through everything that I knew, and she said she was actually gonna go, boots on the ground, go into Rotolo's and start asking some questions. Maybe that would spark them to look through the archives and try to come up with a possible origin. Finally, after numerous days of waiting by my phone, Jess Harnell has finally fulfilled the Cameo request, and there is a video waiting to be opened. This is very exciting. I'm trying to contain my excitement. After tirelessly researching Gloria Estefan, John Cicada, the Pokemon guy, the Speedos, right now it could be, we could see this case solved right now. Do all roads lead here to Jess Harnell, to this moment? Let's open the Cameo and see what he says. Also, I did spend $50 on this Cameo. 50 bucks is 50 bucks. It's not nothing.
Hey, Kevin, this is Jess Harnell, man, and I gotta tell you, I think you win the award for most unusual cameo I've ever been requested to do, and I've done a lot of them. Man, first of all, dude, you heard this on AM radio in Columbus, Ohio in 2008, and you're still thinking about it? This, the object of a jingle is to get inside your head and make you remember it. This one apparently really worked for you, didn't it? I went to YouTube and I listened to it. It is not me, although I admire the style of the guy singing it, and I've sang in that style many times. Anyway, man, thanks for reaching out. I'm sorry I can't give you a big thumbs up and a yes. It was not me, but I appreciate you asking. And keep those ears open, man. All right, see you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Oh man, I thought that was gonna be it. I know. We don't worry about a measly $50. It's part of the journey. It's a drop in the bucket. We are sort of have to deal with the little bit of a heartbreak, the little bit of a letdown. We still got this article on the horizon though. We still got the Columbus Dispatch article coming. I go to bed, I rest my weary head, I wake up to the article being published.
Okay, so this article, God, this article is behind a paywall.
I need to pay $30 to buy a subscription to be able to read it.
$31 right out of the gate.
Not a huge deal. At this point, we're 50, 80 some dollars in change, just out of pocket. Probably not going to see that again, but it's part of life.
Let's read it.
It turned out that the article was actually on the front page of the Columbus Dispatch. I've never spoken to anyone at Rotolo's, so hearing their perspective was really interesting. The owner of Rotolo's sort of denounces the jingle. They think it's annoying. He didn't really think that the first video was funny at all, really. He didn't take kindly to the Speedo remark. But I'm really excited about it still. Now I'm ripped and ready. People can contact me, and I got leads rolling in.
I read what you said about the Spanish influence. I don't hear that at all.
I also was able to speak with a former Rotolo's manager.
I could not even believe that a small mom and pop shop like that had such a banger of a jingle. It was amazing.
He thought it was a certified banger. A gentleman by the name of Steve Degnan catches wind of my hunt.
What I had is a design firm in Columbus that I started on my own. And I picked Rotolo's to kind of clean up their graphics.
Steve Degnan actually is the one that came up with the Rotolo's slogan, "Pizza is my life."
I saw the way they swept through the day, and "Pizza's my life" came out of that. That was not some kind of a bogus thing. It really was true.
Unfortunately, he did not have anything to do with the music. He did actually have a name though. a colleague of his.
This may be your best shot. It's a guy by the name of John Tagenhorst.
Looking into John Tagenhorst, he lived in Columbus, he did work in LA. He actually did the original arrangement for the Ohio State Marching Band for their song Hang On Sloopy, which is a huge kind of Columbus staple. I was able to find a relative of John Tagenhorst. She responded, John is now retired from the jingle business. I spoke with him, and unfortunately he did not write the jingle for Rotolo's. So this is the part in sort of the classic Hollywood screenplay that you would call the all is lost moment. It's this up and down roller coaster of excitement, heartbreak, after all of these avenues. After every stone that I've turned over at this point, we still have nothing. There still is nothing.
The area code or telephone number as dialed is not valid.
We've already covered so much ground in the hunt to try to solve this mystery. I'm convinced that there must be an avenue that we've already explored that needs to be retraced. So this is the phase where we have to try to start retracing some of our steps. You know, likely Rotolo's consulted someone in the radio business to try to get this jingle made. And I'd never really definitively ever learned what radio station I first heard the jingle on. I knew it was an AM Columbus radio station, and I had already reached out to a lot of connections in radio. In my first round of inquiry, I didn't get very far. People didn't really recall the jingle or have any information about it. So I went back to some connections that I had already emailed about this, just to prod them a little bit more to see, can you dig deeper? Can you talk to some of your colleagues or anyone that would have been around the radio station in the early to mid 2000s? I was just sitting here, it's a Monday afternoon, I'm deep into work, I get a phone call, I answer it, the voice on the other end says, is this Kevin Toomey? And I said, yeah. He's like, are you still looking for the singer of the Rotolo's Pizza jingle? And I'm like, yes. He's like, I think I know who it is. And so I sort of stopped him, and I had to hook him up to my audio recorder so I could record the phone conversation. And so I'm about to call him back right now. So let's do it.
Hey, Kevin. I was looking at your part of the documentary that you have on YouTube. It's interesting that you said you were driving through Columbus and listening to an AM station and heard the Rotolo's jingle. Chances are, I would say, excellent that the station that you were listening to was 610 WTVN.
This is a gentleman by the name of Joe Bradley. Joe Bradley used to be the co-host of an afternoon radio show on 610 WTVN.
It's 7 minutes after 4 o'clock at 610 WTVN.
And he thinks he's able to identify the voice of the person singing the jingle.
Pretty sure it's John Schwab, just from hearing it and just from knowing it. There are some other jingles that I know Schwab did. He did one for the Columbus Clippers minor league baseball team.
Come on, come on, come on, come see your Clippers.
How sure are you that that's his voice? I mean, obviously we can't be 100%, but
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty darn sure.
Go to Rotolo's. Pizza is my life. Cracker Jack. Baseball is back right here.
I thought there's no way it could be him. His voice is way different. But Joe and I kept going back and forth, and I just said, now that we've identified the radio station, that's a big step. Is there a name of jingle companies that radio station would have worked with? You know, that's the information that we need.
Well, yeah, see, now you got me involved. It can't go cold because we got to have answers. We got to know.
One of the exciting things also that's happening is on Reddit, I was put in touch with a podcast out of a Boston NPR station. The podcast is called Endless Thread. They're offering to help in any way that they can and willing to listen.
I want to know everything. Tell me how it's gone.
Okay, well, as you can imagine, over a decade, a web has sort of formed, but I'll try to walk you through it as best I possibly can. The pizza shop owner he's like pretty angry, a little bit. He definitely hates me. He definitely doesn't like the song. Oh, Rotolo's. I hadn't heard of that place. I still haven't eaten their pizza. Never in my life did I ever think I would know as much as I do now about Gloria Estefan. Fantastic artist, by the way. I spent a little bit of time being down about it, but then I picked myself back up again, and I'm just like, we have to find this, and I have to keep going because it cannot end here.
Totally.
Good morning, everyone. Got up early this morning. Couple of messages rolling in.
A mystery like this, you're kind of always on call, you know, like a surgeon, I guess. Someone pages you, you have to, you know, wash up for surgery. Joe Bradley at 6 a.m. texts me.
He reached out to people at the radio station and got back to me with a couple names of a few small jingle companies that the radio station worked with.
And the second company, Joe said, was a little bit more promising, and it was a company by the name of BRG Music Works.
Found a guy who worked at that jingle company, Jim Andron.
He composed music for video games, actually. And there is a format of a video game made by Philips called the Philips CDI. There was a version of Tetris on the Philips CDI format. Jim Andron composed the music for this Tetris version of the Philips CDI video game.
This is the wormhole I went down this morning at 5:30, 6 a.m.
Sort of has a cult following. So recently, Jim Andron has been interviewed about his original score of this Tetris game, and he's a little bit more active on Twitter more recently, and so I take that as a sign that maybe he checks his Twitter.
And I tweeted at him this morning. We'll see what he says. Onward and upward. Let the day begin. Okay, we have an update here. This is exciting. This is another one of those moments where it's like, you know, the adrenaline starts to pump, you get excited, and now you can see, it's like, I'm excited, I'm wide-eyed, and he responded. Hey Kevin, yes, BRG did this jingle, but I didn't personally. I believe that was an outfit out of Vegas that did it for us. Can't remember the name of the producers, but I'll try and find out. We're starting to kind of plow a clearer path to the creation of this jingle. I hope.
My heart's been broken before, you know? I've obviously been down this road before.
I don't know who the people in Las Vegas are, what the company is, any of that. I hope that I don't cut to 30 minutes from now, a day from now, and I'm back into that sullen place of not knowing and being discouraged. I hope that doesn't happen.
Friday goes by, nothing. Saturday goes by, Sunday goes by, nothing. You know, Monday, he finally tweets back with just his email address. So of course, I fire off an email right away, and I'm waiting. Is he gonna respond? Is he gonna respond? And he does respond. The first line in his response email is, okay, here's what I know.
Okay, well, a bombshell lead came in today. This is huge. This is the moment that I've been waiting for. We got some names.
Jim, in his email, he had some information. He recognized the writing style of the Rotolo's jingle coming from a husband and wife team named Linda and Linwood Bell.
BRG Music Works outside of Philadelphia had this company, Linwood Bell and his wife Linda's company, on retainer to write all their jingles.
Cautiously optimistic, I Google Linwood and Linda. You know, Linwood's got a website.
I filled out just the contact form. I didn't tell him the name of the jingle. I didn't send him a link to the jingle. And he got right back to me.
He said, you know, sure, we could talk, but what's the jingle?
So I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna see if he remembers. I'll maybe ask him Rotolo's Pizza jingle, and then I'll send it to him right here in the call.
It all checks out, from the radio station all the way to BRG to Linwood and Linda in Las Vegas. It seems to sort of be a clear path, but could it be just another dead end? I have to obviously prepare myself for that too.
Hello?
Hello, is this Linwood Bell?
Yes.
Hi, this is Kevin Toomey calling you. How are you?
Hey, Kevin, it is me. I'm your Rotolo's guy.
And I'm sort of taken aback by that. I'm a little bit shocked by that because I didn't send him the jingle. I didn't, you know, he doesn't know.
So this is interesting. So how did you hear the jingle?
I saw your email. I Googled your name, right, to see who the hell is Kevin, right?
Yeah.
And so then on that same search comes up the thing about the search for Rotolo's jingle, and I said, you know, I think I did. I've done so many of them. So I asked my wife, I said, did we do Rotolo's Pizzeria? And she said, yeah. And so my wife writes the lyrics to them.
Finally, I'm in touch with the person that created this jingle, that birthed this jingle. They're in Las Vegas. They're a husband and wife team. Linwood played all the instruments and wrote the music, and his wife Linda would handle the lyrics.
So did you watch that little YouTube link then?
I did.
Okay, so you know how obsessed and how the lengths that I've gone through to try to uncover this then. So
isn't that funny? When I did that one, most likely I got it through, I used to be a subcontract guy for Clear Channel.
And do you still record and stuff at home?
Oh yeah.
And you're still playing and everything?
Well, I don't play gigs anymore. Like I used to play here at Caesar's Palace for years. I play keyboards. I have a 5-piece band, just playing top 40 dance tunes, basically.
And he played on Cleopatra's barge in Caesar's Palace for 12 plus years.
The hours were like 9 to 3:30, 6 nights a week.
At the front desk was a girl that he met, and that turned out to be his wife, Linda.
It's a party every night, man. After a while, I just wanted to get out of it and just see if I could make a living just writing stuff. And then I stumbled upon that jingle gig. I've got a filing cabinet out in my garage, and it's full of backup files of jingles that I've done over the years. And I threw them all away.
In a crazy twist of fate, he tells me it was yesterday that he went into his garage where he had thousands of old backup files from jingles that he had been doing forever. And he went through all those and decided it's time to part ways with his old project backups.
I took a picture of the trash can. And Rotolo's will be in that trash can.
Okay, so that's gone, you're telling me.
Well, the cases are in the trash can. The CDs are in a box that I was going to take to a place to have get them all recycled, all the CDs and DVDs.
And so I'm wondering, is that box with all those CDs, is it still there?
I'll see if I can find it.
If you have any sort of Rotolo's jingle origin pieces, that would be like a relic. That would be like a savable relic to me.
Okay.
So he goes into his garage and with the box of discs that he was going to be taking to the recycling center, and he pulls out a handful of discs. He sends me a picture. One of the discs, track number 7, is the original recordings for the Rotolo's jingle.
You got it just in the nick of time, bro.
How amazing is that?
How amazing. Wow.
Yeah, just in the nick of time.
This is like, Indiana Jones. To me, this is taking the golden monkey and putting a bag of sand, It's like, I got it,
I'll send you all the stems and vocals.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Just in WAV files, and you can throw it in Premiere and mix it.
Right there, the original recording session for the Rotolo's Jingle. Got each individual track, so you got the vocals, the drums, the keyboard. It's all right here, perfectly preserved. You might also be wondering, were we able to resurrect that alternate version of the jingle that we lost? And the answer is also yes. So now I know, obviously, Linwood's wife, Linda, she wrote the lyrics for the song. And I know Linwood played all of the instruments and wrote the music. But obviously there's still one huge piece missing to have this a full, complete picture.
Walk me through what it would have been like to find the right singer.
Oh, well, the pizzeria might have said something like, I wanted to sound like Bob Seger, or, they'll give you some hint. I want something that's, maybe he was a John Cougar Mellencamp fan or something, and said something like that. So, this singer will give him what he wants. And so the guy singing that, his name is Tony Davidge.
Wow.
Tony, he's probably sung several hundred of them for me.
Fresh and delicious, you'll love every bite. Made to perfection and seasoned just right. When you're in the mood for great Southwestern food, join the fiesta tonight.
Well, Linwood, fantastic work.
Oh, it's really nothing.
No. Trust me. When I tell you this, I've been waiting a long time to try to find the writers and creators of this jingle, and I've been waiting a long time to tell them, nice work.
Oh, well, thanks. And it's just another day on the rock pile,
Woo-hoo! Now that we have the real singer's name, we're gonna look up his band and see, would we be able to identify this? You could tell it's him, that's totally his voice. I feel like a weight has been lifted, absolutely lifted. It feels so good.
At this point, I know that Linwood's in Vegas, and Tony Davidge, he's also in Vegas. Even though I'm in LA and he's in Vegas, it's COVID time. It's still not really friendly for me to go out there and just start filming with him. So I'm sort of mulling that over, but he calls me because Linwood got in touch with him. So Tony just calls me right away.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I literally set my camera up in just a few seconds.
You are the singer of this jingle, right?
Yeah, I am. I guess, yeah, it sounded like me. I'm guilty.
Do you remember doing it at all?
No. I don't even know how long ago it was, and I do so many jingles, I forget most of them right after I even leave. Don't even remember you doing that one.
Yeah, because it would have been, Linwood was saying, you probably laid it down real quick, and that was it.
Yeah, that was who knows, 10, 15 minutes maybe even.
So to put it in perspective, that was in 2006, and he had never heard the jingle, and now we're in 2021, it had been all that time has passed. So it's no surprise that he doesn't really remember recording it.
But when you heard that jingle, what was your first thought, hearing it now, present day?
I cringe because I really don't like listening to myself anyway.
Oh, really? Not at all?
No.
I just want to tell you, and I've always wanted to have the opportunity to tell the singer if and when I eventually found them, that I loved it. I loved that song the first time I heard it. I still love it now. You got an awesome voice, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I find that kind of funny.
It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to finally tell you that.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I still do a jingle here and there, and I'm performing a few different bands.
Tony is a lifelong musician as well. He plays with a band called Phoenix. He plays with a band called Santa Fe and the Fat City Horns. He performed in a big show at the Stardust Hotel for a long time.
Are they still running that jingle?
Well,
You know, they had it on the radio, and eventually they pulled it. You go to their website. It's like a YouTube link to the jingle, which is new, and it has, you know, like 2,000 views just on the YouTube jingle link, you know.
Wow, interesting. That might be the most famous thing I've ever done. I would never consider that one of my best pieces of work either, but nonetheless, yeah, I appreciate it, man.
You know, we thought maybe the jingle was recorded in 2002, possibly, in Los Angeles. You know, we now know it was more like 2006 in Las Vegas. But what about the whole Gloria Estefan thing?
Nobody knew the answer at the restaurant, and they said, well, we heard that this guy was a background singer for Gloria Estefan.
I wonder where that came from. I did work with Sheena Easton for a while.
Oh.
Turns out Tony sang with Sheena Easton, not Gloria Estefan.
They either made that up or they probably heard, I don't know, she was a backup singer for somebody, maybe, you know, just forgot the name and said Gloria Estefan instead of Sheena or whatever. Who knows?
So somewhere in the game of telephone, things got a little bit mixed up, lines got crossed.
Yeah, and again, fantastic work, honestly. Fantastic work.
If you ever got to Vegas too, make sure you give me a holler.
I would love that, man. Nice talking to you, Tony.
All right, so my buddy Mike is here. He said he's dropping by with a surprise, so let's see what he's got. How's it going, buddy?
Good, how you doing? How are you? I got some champagne here to celebrate.
Wow. All right, well, this mystery has been solved. I'm so happy to say that a weight has been lifted. It is reason to celebrate. We are popping the champagne, and the original Rotolo's jingle is here. I have it perfectly preserved for future generations. But speaking of the future, I was thinking about what would happen after this. What happens next? You know, I never did get to meet Linwood and Tony and Linda in person. So I did have an idea of something we could do.
What if we reprised the jingle? And instead of making it about Rotolo's Pizza, we could make it a jingle for me. How does that grab you?
Yeah, why not? You need a little stinger, right?
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah, it's you know, easy stuff to do.
Okay, so we're gonna get the band back together. This may be the end of this chapter right now, the search, but now we begin a new chapter, both for this channel and for the Rotolo's jingle. It will live on. It will live on in its original form. It will live on in a new form. And so I am so excited to share that with all of you. Please do me a favor, click down below, click subscribe, and follow along on this journey. Also, as new things come up and as new journeys unfold, follow me on Instagram to check that all out. Follow me on social media, click on it, click the follow button, and then we can be in the same universe together. Wouldn't that be fun? Cheers to you all, and thank you for watching.